everybody. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the beautiful weather we've been having. This has been really nice. We've had some requests for easing some frustration, so we're going to work through that a little bit today, and also for some IT bands. So I try to keep these home classes relatively prop free because I know some people don't have props, but I do have blocks and I do have a strap. So if you want to use those things, I will incorporate them into the practice. But if you don't want to, I will also show you how to not use them. So if you have blocks and a strap handy, great. Otherwise, I will be prop free. So you can go either way. So let's start laying down on your back like we usually do. I just find that when I start my practice seated, it's much harder for me to relax my body because I'm tight and not able to sit straight and my hips are tight in my back. So starting laying down on your back is a really nice way to get right into the depth of your practice and not having to worry about any areas of the body that might be tight. So hips, back, everything should be relaxed. So whatever you need to do to support those areas, you can have the knees bent, you can have the legs out straight, you can put a blanket or something underneath your legs. So just take a few moments here to close the eyes. Begin to breathe a little bit deeper than you normally do. And let's allow the nervous system to relax. So you're inviting that in with the depth of your inhale. So your inhale fills up the lungs. And then when you exhale, see if you can make your exhale just a little bit deeper than your inhale. That helps trigger the nervous system. Nice, soft, relaxed muscles throughout the upper body. So you can feel the rise and fall of the belly and the chest. You can relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Soften and relax through the neck. Relax the jaw. And soften the space between your eyebrows. So it is very typical and normal to react to certain situations with negative feelings like anxiety, stress, even frustration. So it really is the work of yoga to try to change those reactions when possible. So looking at situations that we come into that are stressful and that do cause frustration, but then looking at them just a little bit differently, using your breath to connect with your quiet, peaceful mind to ease away some of those negative reactions. So when we come to our mat and our practice, we're going to look at the pose that we come into, how it feels, and how you react to it. That's why often I mix in some super challenging poses that most people either can't do or don't want to do, but that's okay. That's for you to decide. You look at the situation, accept it, take the challenge, don't take the challenge, and if you fail, not becoming frustrated. So let's look at our practice that way, just being really open-minded today, taking in how you feel and try to react and respond in positive ways. I know, much easier said than done. Let's draw the knees into the chest. I know what you're thinking. So when my son was stuffing sand down my other son's bathing suit, I should have responded without being frustrated, with love and kindness. So let's hug the knees into the chest a lot. So you can lift your low back off the floor. The low back has space. And then we're going to lift the feet up towards the ceiling. And you can support your backs of the knees with your hands. Knees are soft. We're just lifting the feet, pointing and flexing the feet. We'll make some circles with the ankles in one direction, then the other. Just giving the feet a little TLC here. And then allowing the blood to flow down the legs. Not worrying too much about the hamstrings yet. Just thinking about more circulation, the lymph fluid moving down towards the lymph nodes to release toxins in the body. And then let's take the hands straight up towards the ceiling. Soft elbows, soft wrists. You can make some circles with the wrists. I guess that's called pointing and flexing the wrists with the hands, so you can get into the fronts of the wrists and the backs. You might even start to feel this up the forearms a little bit. And then just pause. Again, blood is flowing down the arms, especially the lymph fluid coming down the arms into the lymph nodes. Breathing deeply, that nice full deep breath in, and that extra deep exhale. Now with your next inhale, let's take the tops of the hands to reach back for the floor behind you. You can keep the elbows soft and relaxed. You can relax the shoulders away from the ears. You can make your arms straight like the number 11, or you can open up the elbows and have more of the number 0 above your head, so it's more like a circle. And then we'll take the legs and just reach them up a little bit higher. As you reach with the heels, take a nice full deep breath in, and then exhale out of the mouth, hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift, should start to feel good. Exhale, hug the knees in. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift, and exhale, hug the knees in. From here, the left foot is going to come down to the floor. The right foot is going to reach up towards the ceiling. You can interlace your hands behind your right thigh, or you can take your strap and just place it around the bottom of your right foot. So if you have a yoga strap, you can always take the strap, place it behind the head. I'm going to modify today and just hold on to either side of the strap. So up to you. Back of the leg, strap in your hands, or the strap goes behind your head and your hands free. So lots of options here. We're just starting to get into the hamstring. Hamstrings can get so tight they can lead to a lot of tightness and problems in the hips and the low back. So just take your time here. You can let your left leg go straight along the floor and just let it relax as you start to open up the left thigh. If you're holding onto the strap, just have relaxed hands. Shoulders are still relaxed. You're just using the strap as some support. You can push the heel up towards the ceiling. If you're supporting the back of the leg with your hands, just let the hands relax on the backs of the right thigh and feel the length in the back of your right leg. And then just pause, see how you're feeling. Finding that edge where the hamstring feels like it's tight and that you're doing something, but you're not causing injury, you're not forcing anything. So not too soft and not too hard. Right in the middle, find that place where you're doing the work, but you're able to relax and breathe. And then we're gently just going to start to sway that right leg left to right. So you can use the strap for support. You can just hold on to the leg with your hands. We're just going to go left to right a little bit here. The leg relatively straight. And then we're going to take a nice deep breath in with the leg over to the right, and then as you exhale completely out, let that right leg go over to the left. So we're going to keep the your right hand on your right hip, The right foot is flexed. You can use the strap, you can hold on to the back of the leg, whatever you'd like to do here. This is your IT band. Super tight part of the body, connecting the joints, muscles, ligaments, all from the ankle all the way up to the hip. So pause here and breathe. You can always bend the knee and come out if it feels like too much. You can always come back to center a little bit more. Your right shoulder is down, your right hip is down, and your breath is flowing with ease. So we'll take one more full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right leg back to center. We'll let go of the strap, hug the right knee into the chest. We'll bend the left knee so the left foot comes onto the floor. Come into a gentle figure four. Right ankle over the left leg, right above the knee. And then we'll reach for the back of your left thigh if you're able to do that. If not, you can just keep your left foot down on the floor. Relax the shoulders. Draw the left knee over to the left a little bit and then towards your left shoulder. And then again, we can come into this shape and not feel anything and just kind of stay here, and that's fine. You're breathing, you're relaxing. You can also come into the shape where you're pulling your left knee in so far that you feel like your right hip is going to separate from your hamstring and you can't breathe. How about the middle? You feel like you're doing something. It's a little uncomfortable, a little achy over there in that right hip, but then you're able to breathe with ease so that your nervous system can relax and the muscle can let go of the tightness and the tension. So putting ourselves into a situation where there's a little bit of discomfort, and then find the ease in your reaction, the ease in your breath. Take a nice full deep breath in, and an even fuller deep breath out. Let's come back to center. We're going to let the left foot come down to the floor. If you're feeling like you can come into a really deep twist right now, we'll take the right thigh over the left, scoot your hips over to the right, arms will reach away from each other, and the legs will drop over to the left. If this feels like it's pain or too much, then just uncross the legs. You can let your right leg just stack on top of the left. That'll get a little bit less deep in the twist in your low back. If this is causing any pain or discomfort and you need to modify even more, then just take your right knee, bring it back to center with your right foot on the floor, left knee is open. So you can decide how deep in the twist you want to be. It's the beginning of the practice, so you might be feeling a little bit tighter. That's okay, just take a few moments here. Shoulder blades are down on the floor, chest is open, arms are reaching away. So we feel the twist coming from the middle of your torso. So from your rib cage down, you're kind of wringing out the body like you wring a towel out, wrapping around the spine. So getting the spinal fluid to flow, increasing the blood flow to the belly and the internal organs, and easing away tension in the low back and hips. Take a nice full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let's bring the legs back to center. Uncross them if they're crossed. Even out the hips. Hug the knees into the chest a lot so that your low back lifts off the floor. Your seat lifts up, and then let the low back come down so you have a lot of space for your low back. Inhale, arms reach up and back behind you, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest.
2 more like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. One more time. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to take the right foot down to the floor, left foot reaches up towards the ceiling. Strap or no strap, up to you. You can interlace your hands behind your left thigh. You can just place the strap around the bottom of your left foot, or you can take the loop around your head, have it at your upper back so you can be hands-free. I'll show the middle option. So just holding on to the strap gently with your hands, keeping the shoulders relaxed. We're going to take the right leg straight along the floor if that feels okay. We're starting to open up the right hip flexor. And then just breathe here. So drawing the toes towards the back of the room, reaching your heel up towards the ceiling, finding length in the back of the leg. An easy breath here. And trying to let go of the tightness and the tension that's in the muscle. Creating some softness there. Relaxing through the shoulders and the face. Breathing with ease. And then from here, we're just going to start to gently sway the leg left to right. You can start off small, you can get a little bit bigger if you'd like. Just see what feels good for you, just moving the thigh bone in the joint of the hip. On your next inhale, let the leg go over to the left. And then your exhale, the leg goes all the way across the body to the right. You can pass the strap into your right hand unless your hand's free. You can support the back of the leg. Left hand is going to draw your left hip away from your left shoulder and down. Left shoulder stays down. The left leg doesn't have to go over too far. You can tilt your left toes down a little bit. And then just breathe here. This can be a little achy, a little uncomfortable, just as long as it's not sharp shooting pain. But achy's okay. We're trying to work through the tightness here. It should soften after a few breaths, keeping your breath flowing with ease. Take one more really nice deep breath in, and then we'll use the exhale to draw the belly down, leg comes up to center. You can release the foot from the strap and hug the left knee into the chest. We'll bend the right knee so the right foot's on the floor, left ankle crosses over the right leg above the knee, and we'll draw the right knee into the chest. Letting the right knee roll to the right side a little bit and then draw it in towards your right shoulder. So now that I'm in this pose, I just take the time to let go of any negativity that we're feeling or thinking. Of course, I can't stop thinking about my kids at the beach and how I reacted. I did not need to fold up my chair and leave. I could have handled it differently, maybe been a little bit more patient, could have been sillier, or maybe just got up and went for a walk. So lots of different ways we can react to things. Just trying to stay positive always the best bet. Take a nice full deep breath in. As you exhale, completely let go of any tightness in the hip as you drop the right foot down to the floor. Cross your left thigh over the right thigh. Arms reach away from each other. Just gently scoot the hips over to the left a little bit. Legs will drop over to the right. If that's too much, uncross the legs. The legs don't need to be crossed. That just brings you a little deeper into the pose. Think about creating a lot of space here between your left shoulder and your left hip. Opening up the low back, the chest, the rib cage, and just conditioning the lungs here with that deep, full breath. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let's bring the legs back to center. Uncross the legs, hug the knees into the chest. We'll take 3 more breaths together. Inhaling, reaching the arms up and back, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. 1 more time, just like that. Arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. From here, we're gonna make our way up from our backs and transition onto hands and knees. So take your time. Feel free to place a blanket underneath the knees for a little extra support if you'd like. We're gonna start with wide knees. The big toes are gonna touch and the hips are gonna sink towards your heels, but the hands are gonna stay way out in front. Torso is still lifted. We're gonna inhale, come back up onto the knees, drop the belly, lift the chin, and then as you exhale, just sink the hips back, neutral neck. So the crown of the head is forward, hands sliding and pressing forward. Inhale, slide the hands back a little bit, lift the chin, drop the belly. Exhale, pull the hips back, torso is in line with your upper arms, your head is in between the arms. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale, come up, opening up through the chest, also opening the hips, and then exhale, sink back. Hands are gonna press forward, head can drop down to the floor. Try to keep the arms active here. So your arms are lifted off the floor, hands are either flat, or if you wanna go deeper into the shoulders, you can tent your fingertips, so the pads of the fingers are on the floor and the palm is lifted like a tent, and the head can come down. So the shoulders are a little higher here, but you're still pulling them down away from the ears, lengthening through the neck and spine. Breathing deeply. So when you inhale, fill up the back. Feel your lungs expand, the rib cage all in the back, open, and the sides. Your exhale just completely empties. We'll take 1 more nice deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's make our way up onto hands and knees. Bring your knees so that they're parallel, right underneath the hips. Separate the feet so they're parallel. And just pause here.
Left hand is going to stay where it is. Right hand, inhale, reach the right hand up and towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the right hand through and hover like you're handing something to someone to your side. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, thread through and hover. One more time like that. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, thread through and hover. Pull the belly in, just hover for a breath. Full breath in and a full breath out. And then inhale, come back to table. Right hand comes down, switching sides. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread through, hover. So soften the right elbow and reach. Inhale, open. This is getting into your mid back and shoulders. Exhale, thread through, hover, reach. Inhale, moving with the breath. Lift and thread through as you exhale. We're going to hold for one breath. Full breath in. Full breath out. Really fill up the lungs and empty. Then we'll come back to center. From here, we're going to move with the breath. Inhale, lift the right hand towards the front of the room. Lift the left leg. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift the left hand, lift the right leg. Pull the belly in. Exhale, let it down. Again, inhale, reach, right hand forward, left foot flex back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the left arm, lift the right leg. Exhale, lower. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift the right, lift the left leg. Exhale, place it down gently, nice and slow. Inhale, lift the left arm, lift the right leg. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to stay. So lift the right, lift the left, 3 breaths. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. Exhale. Relax the shoulders. Pull the belly in when you exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Just place down. Switch sides. Inhale. Lift the left arm, right leg. Exhale. Pull the belly in. Relax the shoulders. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Empty. One more full breath. Inhale. And exhale. Lower. Okay, from here, you're going to take your left foot, send it back, toes down on the floor. This is one of those poses that can get really hard, so you can decide how far you want to go and how you react to that. So we'll take the right foot, pivot it over to the right, roll to the arch of your left foot. We're going to lift the left hand up towards the ceiling. So we're building a lot of strength here in the right arm, right shoulder, right hip. And the core's drawn in. If you want to go deeper, you can lift the left foot off the floor. You want to work a little bit with side plank, you can lift your left foot off the floor and cross it in front. I'm sorry, your right foot is going to cross in front of your left. Sorry, I mixed that up. If you want to go even deeper, you can scoot your right foot under the left. Feet are stacked. You can lift your left leg. These are all just options. Try to keep the hips lifted. Find your strength. Take a full breath in and then exhale slowly and gracefully. Come down. Child's pose. But we're going to take the hands behind you. So let your hands rest by your feet. Let your shoulders hang forward. Sway left to right.
So I know that pose is not easy. And there was a time where I couldn't even get close to coming into a side plank. I've had a lot of back injuries and surgeries. So just working with your body, with your practice, and accepting where you are. And know that we're always working and building. We're building strength, working on patience, staying centered, focused, and grounded. That's the most important part of our practice. It doesn't matter if you can do a side plank or not. But can we breathe with ease and remain positive? Okay, we're going to come on back onto hands and knees. And we're going to send the right foot straight back. Toes are down. We're going to pivot the left foot to the left. Roll to the arch. And then press your right foot down. Right foot, hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Okay, you can stay here. You can lift the right leg. You can cross the left ankle in front of the right ankle. You can stack your feet, the arches of your feet. You can lift your right leg. You don't have to. Find the pose that works for you, where you feel like you're working towards something that you want to work towards, and then you're able to breathe with ease. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, make your way down. Child's pose. Again, relax the hands. Flex the wrists if you need to. That's a lot of pressure on the wrists. So give them a little break here. Reconnect with your breath. Okay, from here, coming up to table, but we're going to have forearms on the floor instead. So your knees are down, your forearms are on the floor, forearms are parallel like the number 11, hands are relaxed. So forearm plank is also not easy, but really important to build a little bit of muscle in your core. It supports your back from injury. It's good for posture. It's really important to have that muscle be strong, and it's also really hard to do. So we're just going to practice. The right foot is going to step back. The left foot is going to step back. If this pose is not available to you, drop the knees, drop the tops of the feet. If this is still too much, just drop the hips and lift the belly. So you're just pulling the belly in and up here. You don't have to have the thighs lifted. If you're in the full expression, well, even if you're not, whatever pose you're in, you're breathing. You're finding ease here. Face is parallel to the floor. Face is relaxed. The belly is pulling in and up. The muscles that are supporting your back are strong and engaged. And then just be. So you're in this pose. We're holding the pose, finding our strength, not getting frustrated if this is too much and we can't do it. Then you just come down, accept. Maybe you go up again and try again. Maybe you try again another day. Doesn't matter. We're breathing with ease. And we're staying positive. So you can smile a little bit. Richard just smile, I saw him. Take a full breath in. And then exhale. Drop to the knees. head drops. Find length here. And then from here, we're going to take a few moments to transition from here to a standing forward bend. I'm going to give you a couple options to get there. So option one is just walking, coming up to hands and knees, walking your hands back to your knees, rolling onto your feet, lifting the knees. If you want to come into a downward dog, an upside down V, your feet are hip width apart, hands are way out in front, head is dropped down. Take a breath or two here, pedal out the feet. Some people really like downward dog, some people hate it. So I don't usually teach it, but it's available here if you want to come into it. And then whenever you're ready, take your time. You'll just walk your hands back to your feet. Hanging in a forward bend, soft knees. Really bend them so your belly can be on your thighs. We're in this forward bend to let the blood flow from the heart to the brain, not to lengthen the hamstrings. We already did that. We're good. We don't want to cause any strain on the low back here. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out as you walk your hands up the legs to slowly come up to stand. I'm just going to adjust my camera so you can see my head. Okay, so once we're standing, let's just take 3 breaths here. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. And exhale. The arms come down. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, out and down. One more time. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And exhale. Come on down. Okay, so working from standing, we're going to come into a warrior one pose. So your right foot is going to be forward. Your left foot is going to be back at a 45-degree angle. Hip width between your feet. This is going to open up our low back. Hips are facing in the same direction as your right toes. Left toes are pointing diagonally to the left corner of the room. We're going to bend the right knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Relax the shoulders. You're pushing through the outside of your left foot. Right knee is right over the right ankle. Face is looking forward. Belly is in strong. So tuck the tailbone down so we're not arching in the low back. Your tailbone is down. Take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let the hands come down to the hips. Let your right leg go straight. You're going to heel toe your right foot over to the left side of your mat, all the way to the left. Your hips are still facing forward. You're just going to start to hinge forward here. Hinging forward. If your back heel lifts, that's okay. We're a little twisted here, so it's hard to stay balanced. We're just feeling the whole outside of the right leg. You're hinging forward. Straight right leg if you can. The back heel can lift if it needs to. And then from here, bend your right knee and scoot your left foot up behind your right. So you have your right ankle over your left leg. Your right ankle is over your left leg. Hands will come behind your back. Interlace them. Knuckles are down. Chin is lifted. Hinge forward.
This is all IT band work, hips and low back. Just adding that shoulder stretch. You can keep your hands rested on your low back, or you can reach your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Opening up the low back. This is really good for sciatica, opening up the space around the sciatic nerve, the hips, and the IT band. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, pull the belly in. As you come up to stand, your legs are crossed. You're going to take your arms out to the sides. The right arm is going to come under the left arm. You can either hold on to the backs of your shoulders. You can bring the backs of your hands together. You can bring your palms together. If this is all too much, you can take your palms and your forearms together and press. We're going to lift the right heel, bend the left knee, gently squeeze your inner thighs together. See if you can gently and slowly lift your right foot off the floor. If you need to leave it down, you can leave it down. Finding strength in the left leg, the left hip, finding balance. Okay, this is a wobbly transition, so take your time. We're going to undo the legs, undo the arms. Modified warrior 3, meaning the left leg is going to go straightish, the right leg goes back. I like hands reaching back. Warrior 3 is hands forward, but that hurts my back. So I like hands going back. And then softly bend your left knee. Let your right foot find the floor behind you. You're in warrior 1. Not sure where you are on your mat. You might need to move over a little bit. But you should be on the other side now. Left foot is forward. Right foot is back. Hip width between the feet. Let's take our time here to set this up. Left knee over the left ankle. Your hips are like headlights facing forward. So that's opening up the whole outside of your right leg from the ankle to the knee to the hip. Left knee is bent. Inhale, take the arms up. Relax the shoulders. So just take a moment here to breathe. The belly stays in, back is strong, tailbone is pointed down. Okay, from here, hands are going to come down to your hips. I realize this is a really hard pose without a prop, so I'm going to teach it again next time, and we're going to have a chair in front of us or blocks. So we're going to heel toe the left foot over to the right side of the mat. It is really hard here to hinge forward, but we're just trying to get into the IT band. If we were super flexible, both of our hands would reach for the floor over there to the left of our pinky, but I'm not able to reach the floor and most people aren't, so that's okay. Or we would have a chair. So we're gonna just work through this here, hinging forward, both hips are pointed forward, ball mound of your left toe pushing down. You're opening up the whole left side of the leg, your IT band. And you're breathing. And then we're just going to soften that left knee and then scoot your right foot up behind the left. So now your right ankle is behind your left ankle. Find your balance. Hands come behind the back. Interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles down, and then hinge forward. When we come forward here, we're really opening up the low back, the IT bands,
and the hips. You can reach the knuckles up towards the ceiling if you want. Crown of the head can start to reach down towards the floor if you want. This is such a good pose for low back pain because we're opening up the low back. Knees are soft because they're crossed. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, come on up. We'll keep the legs crossed. Arms reach away from each other. Now your left arm is coming underneath the right, holding on behind your shoulder blades, or backs of the hands can touch, palms can touch, or you can just press your inner palms and inner forearms together. Relax the shoulders, elbows press forward a little bit, fingers reach up a little bit. We're gonna lift the left heel, bend the right knee, feel your inner thighs drawing in towards each other as you try to lift the left foot. And just breathe here. Strength, balance, flexibility, core. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we'll float back to warrior 3, taking the left foot straight back, hands reach back, right leg can go straighter, super strong here. Full breath in, and then as you exhale, bring your left foot next to the right, shake out the legs. Whew. We're gonna come to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, dive forward. Bend the knees so you can place your hands on the floor. Right foot steps back. Left foot steps back. Belly in strong. Shoulders over wrists. Just holding plank for a moment. Strong core, strong arms, really good for bone density here in the arms and shoulders. And then we'll lower the knees, pivot both feet to the right, walk your hands back so you're on your left hip, and then swing the legs around to the front, and then slowly and gently make your way down onto your back. Oh, crack knees. Hug the knees into the chest. We'll rock left to right. Massage your back. So rocking left to right. We'll make some circles with the knees. Make the circles go the other way. Relaxing the back. We're going to take the feet up towards the ceiling. Hold on to the backs of the thighs for a moment. Point and flex the feet. Make some circles with the ankles in one direction and the other. So sometimes those crossed ankled standing poses get a little bit into the feet, so just pause here. And then we'll take the arms, reach them up towards the ceiling. Again, allowing gravity here to just take the blood flow down the arms and legs. Let there be a feeling of lightness in the hands and feet. So we're grounded in the back and supported. Let the blood come down to nourish the hip joints. Take one deep breath in as you gently reach your arms behind you, feet lift a little higher, and then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. We'll take wide knees and we'll find happy baby. So modified, holding on underneath the knees are bent, feet are flexed. You can go a little deeper, reaching for your ankles. Little deeper, holding on to the outside of your feet. So notice where your wrists are. They're in front of your ankles. If you wanted to go deeper, you could take your hands, bring them to the inside of your feet, wrap your hands around the back of your ankles, and then hold on to the feet. So that's much deeper and gets the shoulders involved. If that's too much, then come back, holding on to the outsides of the feet, wrists in the front. This feels better for me, but I just like to give the other option. Everybody's body is different. I happen to have super tight hips and a tight low back, so that's a little bit harder for me. But I like to throw it out there. I find that it's hard to teach poses that you can't do. But just because I can't do them doesn't mean you can't do them, so I'd like to throw it out there. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the soles of your feet together. You're still holding on to the outsides of your feet. Draw the heels in towards the body. Hips are open. And then gently release the feet. Let the feet come down to the floor. And we'll prepare for Shavasana here. So final relaxation pose. Just like at the beginning of the practice, I don't want you to use any of your muscles. Completely let go and relax. So you can let the legs go along the floor. You can use any props for support. Allow the body to completely relax. Allow your breath to come back to normal. And as we lay together in final relaxation, let's think about being positive as we have let go of stress, anxiety, worry, frustration. We've tried to let it go. Doesn't really serve us well. And then thinking about how we can better react and respond to different situations. Things we can control, things we cannot control. Can we remain positive? Trying to not only lift ourselves up, but lift others up. We all know people like that when you're around them, they just lift you up. The same way we know the opposite, people just bring you down. So thinking about being that person that lifts people up as you lift yourself up. Taking your time, whenever you're ready, and just bring little movements back to the body, fingers and toes,
And slowly and gently, taking your time, we'll transition out of Shavasana up to seated. Please take your time. There is no rush. I know, I realized Shavasana was a little short today. I'll make it longer next time. So wherever you are, whether you're seated or still laying down, you'll take your right hand over your heart, the left hand over your right hand, remembering that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, we're here for each other. We'll bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor yourself and honor each other. Namaste. Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. That's the beauty of being home.